to your right.
Passenger out here, it's gonna get tight on that side.
Hop out.
Is that right to fold in your mirrors here?
Will you fold in that mirror? Just push it hard. Look towards me. There you go.
Say after that, you got 4, here you go.
4? Okay. A little bit more to the right.
Alright, so we just loaded our vehicle on the Cross Island Ferry. This one goes from New London, Connecticut to Orient Point, New York, which is on the North Fork of Long Island. And then we'll take another ferry to Greenport, and then a third ferry to Shelter Island, which will let us off into Sag Harbor. And then we're having dinner in Sag Harbor tonight with some family. But they got a bunch of motorcycles. I don't know if you can hear them or see them, but they're doing the best blessing of the bikes today here in New London. And then, yeah, so that's about it, really. Okay, we just pulled into Sag Harbor, which is a cute little town out in the Hamptons of Long Island. And it's a place where my wife grew up, so we've spent a lot of time in this town. We're actually going to go to El Cappuccino's for dinner tonight, which is down there, which is a fantastic Italian restaurant. Over here, the Sag Pizza used to be Concadoro's, which was the first time I ever had New York pizza, and it was the best. There's a variety store, the 5 and 10, right over here, where my kids would go and pick out toys and stuff in the summertime when we were here. And then the other favorite place is the ice cream shop, and it's called Big Olaf's. And so I think we're going to try to hit that after dinner tonight. So it should be really good. So one of our favorite places. So this is Cappuccino's, which is our favorite Italian restaurant here in Sag Harbor. Many meals here spent with some people who are no longer with us. It's really, really great if you're in the area.
Pistachio and the coconut.
So it's about 10:30 on Sunday night. We finished dinner, we got ice cream, and now we're at our friend's house in Northport. So this is where we're going to be staying tonight, in their driveway. We're driveway camping. we'll do this. It's a little bit tight, but we'll do this tonight, and then tomorrow we head back to Newark, drop all the girls off, and then I will proceed back home by myself. And then the plan is to stay at Shenandoah and maybe Smoky Mountains. I haven't decided. I might try to squeeze one more night in it and just hit 4 national parks. So we'll see how it works out. So we'll see you in the morning. All right, I'm at Kai's house from Rain Outdoors, and we're gonna put a new awning on my camper. He's right here in southern Long Island. I was passing through on the way to the airport, and he's got a little business he's getting started, and he's actually gonna help me put this awning on. It's really nice. And then here's their outdoor shower, and that folds up, which is super nice as well. Love that.
I mean, off the hop, I always recommended 3 brackets, but these ones that are built for the camper are so stoked.
What did you find, a supplier in China or somewhere? Or?
Yeah, so I'm in the water management industry, my full-time job, and we bring like tank liners for our systems over from China. So reached out to some contacts there and started.
I successfully dropped everyone off at the airport, which was crazy. The traffic here is just insane. And what's really hard is that the GPS will tell you to take a certain road, but the signs don't match what the GPS is saying. So it's just completely chaos. So my wife helps quite a bit with the navigating, which is good. So but we stayed at our friend's house last night, popped up the camper in their driveway, and that all worked out just fine. And then we left, and then I've been watching Soft Roading the West, his YouTube channel, and he's got a rig similar like mine, older Nissan truck, but he was reviewing the awning from Rain Outdoors, and I really liked it. It was the one thing that I really like was that it's only 39 pounds, so it's very lightweight, and the bag is big enough that it's easy to roll it up and get everything back into. But then when it wraps around and covers the entire tailgate rather than just at an angle of the tailgate, so you have all that area covered, which I liked as well. So I knew the guy was in Long Island, so I texted him, and we make arrangements that on my way to the airport I would drive by his place, pick up the awning, and he's like, well, if you get here before 1, I'll help you install it, which he totally pretty much did the entire installation. And so we did that, and I was pulling in, and it's like a residential area. I was like, so I called him, I'm like, I feel like I'm in the wrong spot. He's like, no, it's my house. And turns out he's just a guy with a small business, and he had gone over to OK 4-wheel drive and was looking at the Alucab awnings, and they're $1,500, plus you have to buy all the brackets and everything, so you're looking at $2,000 before you get that installed. And he's like, there's got to be a cheaper way. So he figured out how to start his own awning company and build awnings. And then he has these really nice little bathroom annex things where you could, if you're at the beach, you could pop that out and have a place to change or put a toilet or whatever, which is really cool too. We didn't get one of those because I don't really see a big need for it, but I do like them. And the prices are good. The little annex thing was I think like $277, something like that. They're really not that expensive. Whereas OK Four-Wheel Drive had the AluCab version, which was I think $600. So anyway, I just stopped at one of these roadside gas station places and got a chicken sandwich. So I'm going to eat before I get back on the road. Yeah, so we have an awning now, which I'm excited about, because when it's raining or it's really hot, we now have a place where we can pop it up really quickly and easily and sit down and enjoy it and be out of the weather or whatever. And then tonight, going to Shenandoah National Park. It's about 5 hours from here, so it's pretty good drive. I'll spend the night there, and then my wife's going out of town tomorrow after she gets home tonight with my other daughter, so she's not going to be home, and it's summer for us now, so we don't have school or anything. So I'm thinking I'm going to spend another night, and I would like to go to the Smoky Mountain National Park, which I've been to before, and camp out there for one night and then get home on Wednesday. So that's kind of the plan right now. There's a couple other parks here and there, and then there's the Outer Banks, which I would love to do, but I know my wife wants to do that, so I think I might save that for a summer trip where we could do the Outer Banks and camp on the beach out there, which would be cool, and bring the truck to do that. So anyway, that's kind of the plan. So I got a lot of driving. So the next stop will be Shenandoah. There's several campgrounds there. I have camped there before, but I don't remember anything about it, and I'll be getting there in the dark. So tomorrow morning I'll get up and I'll go see what they have to do. Yeah, that's about it. So, all right, I'll see you in a bit. Okay, so it's about 10:30 at night, and I just pulled into the campground. There's a lot of people here. When I was making the reservation, it didn't seem like there was that many, but it's pretty full campground. So I'm just going to get everything set up and just hit the hay, and then get up in the morning, and I bought stuff to make breakfast, so should be good. Alright, so this is kind of what the inside looks like when I'm about to pack it up. So I have this thin comforter and, you know, a blanket, and I just fold them in half and lay them in the middle. And then I have these Hess pillows, which are all over my Instagram feed, but you can actually unzip them, and then they fold into each other. And they have this nice cover on the outside, so your pillow, that part that you sleep on, doesn't ever get dirty. Like that. And then they have these nice little hangers on each side, so I just hang them on one of the clips down below, and that's working out well. I always have some sandals or some Vans up here to climb down the ladder, because the ladders are incredibly uncomfortable on your feet. And I was thinking I might put some padding or something on there for bare feet. Over here, you can see how I have my fan right here that's blowing air up, so when the heater's running down there, it's blowing that warm air up here, and so I stay plenty warm. And this is the panel that the guy gave me that he just kind of cut in half, so it actually it's cut right here. It just slides into that other one, so that's worked out real well. The only downside is sometimes you lose your pillow down below. And then right here are where the switches are for the lights. And then this is the thermostat. And then that's it. So I find if I even put a pillow in the middle, this bows so easily that it doesn't close the gap all the way for the water seal. So can't do that. So. I've ever showed, well, maybe I did, but here's the diesel heater that's tucked in here. This is a fresh air, all wiring. So take this, and these just stay in place. I haven't had to do anything else to it just stays like that. And then this right here is the fuel tank. So backed in here pretty good. So there's a fuel tank there. And we've been using this every day for a week now, and it's still full. So then I notched it for the hose to come out. But what happens is the measurements have been so perfect, and not on my account, that this little toilet thing fits right here perfectly. And then what I've been doing is stuffing my light right here. This is the hose for my water. It's my air compressor. I can just get in right there. And then I'm just hanging these guys right here on these little hooks that I made. So they're up out of the way. I guess that would be my complaint about the GFC is I think a nice MOLLE panel would be good right here so you can hook stuff to it easier. I don't know if I'd want to do a MOLLE panel on the sides because then you can't get access to the inside. So, but maybe if somebody came up with like a half MOLLE, you know, a triangular one, so you can mount stuff, I'd be okay with that because you don't really reach in and use this space right here at all. But anyway, these are working quite well. So, like, I'll take this backpack, which I have a spare jacket in, and I just put those up there. So that's, it stays in my truck like that. But at night, I'm having to move them because the heater's blowing all this hot air right here. So I don't want anything to get all that hot air and bad things could happen. But yeah, so that's that. So I did move the ladder mounts over to this side. What I'm not understanding though is that they're not twisting and clipping in to that track the way they're supposed to. So last night I stopped at Home Depot and I bought this little hook, which is a little bit long. I gotta like to cut it down just a little bit, but that's what the awning is gonna hook to when I swing it around. Let me, this has sand on it, so I won't bring it out. Alright, so here's all electronics. So this is the solar charge controller, and I did mount it upside down on purpose because it's just easier. I have these 30 and 40 amp fuses that are quick. This is the front panel, and it has USB on the front, and it tells you the voltage, and then I have two 12 volts, so that's what my fan plugs into. And then can't really see it, but there's a black thing right there which is a fan, and this is the temperature sensor. So if it gets 35 degrees Celsius in here, that fan will click on because these run hot when you're when they're charging. So that fan will click on and blow air, and then I did put vent holes on the board on top. So then I got 200 amp hours of batteries, and then this was my inverter, which I did have over here where the solar charge controller is, but it no longer lives there. I'm thinking about getting it down over in that area somehow, but I just haven't gotten around to hooking it up. And the only time I'd really need is if I need to charge a laptop or something, or charge some tool batteries or whatever. So I haven't had that need. And the truck does have power, but the truck has to be running. So that's what's in here. And this is, I'm really happy with the setup. It's worked really, really well. And then I have a master cutoff switch right here, so I can turn off power to everything. But my fridge has its own USB, not USB, but a 12 volt plug I put over there for the fridge, and so that just stays running constantly. And then this is all USB, so I can actually look and see where my batteries are at any time. And so the only downside is, because of those vent holes, you can't put anything on top of the board because it has to vent. But other than that, it's all good. So this is just a handle to pull it up, and then these are my 3 vent holes that are right above that DC to DC charger. But yeah, that's my setup. And that's my kitchen. I was gonna do eggs and stuff today, but it's already 9 o'clock and I got a lot of driving, and I want to go to the camp store here and get a sticker. This is my sticker wall that I've started. Some of these I've had. So I've had Yellowstone, I've had the Badlands, this is Glacier. These are the new ones, Fall Creek Falls, Black Rock Mountain, Indiana Dunes. Red River Gorge is where we go four-wheeling in some of the other videos down in that area, and that's a really great area if you want to go down that way. But I want to get a sticker here, and then I don't think I'll be able to get to the Smokies before 5, and then I have to leave early in the morning because I got to be back in Nashville before 1 o'clock. And I've got a lot of driving, and I really don't know how far it is. I think I drove 5 hours yesterday. I think I still have like 13 hours of driving today. So that's to get home. So to the Smokies is probably 7 to get to the Smokies, and then I'm going to spend the night there and then drive home the next morning. So just real quick, this right here is the reason I wanted the awning on this side, on the passenger side. Is like, I want to back into a campground, and if I had it on the driver's side, I wouldn't be able to deploy it because I'm not going to sit on that side. I want to sit over there, and I'm going to have the bike rack come out this way, and so basically everything we'll do will be on the passenger side of the vehicle, and we'll have a nice awning right there. So that is my reasoning for that, because like I said in the beginning of the video, not every camping trip is going to be out into the wilderness, you know, remote camping. Most of your camping trips are going to be stuff like this, you know. And I like camping at the national parks and state parks and things like that. I think one of the things that I've noticed when I'm camping remotely by myself is you don't feel safe when you're by yourself out in the middle of nowhere. Anything could happen. And when there's all these people in the campground, you feel safe, you know. And if you're like a solo person traveling or whatever, these are the places you have to go. Yeah, I mean, if I'm in Utah and I'm on a dirt road, I'm going to be all over that for sure. But out on the East Coast, there's not a lot of that. Unless you go to the places where we've four-wheeled and things like that, where you can do that, or if you're going with some other people, you know. But this is kind of the way it is, and my wife feels a lot more safe when we're in a campground versus when we're out remote camping. So she's all for this kind of camping too. So, all right, so this is actually the Big Meadows campground, and this is the camp store. There's a visitor center up that way. Morning. All right, so this is a Harry F. Byrd Senior Visitor Center. Okay, so I was just in the visitor center, and I got a nice little walk area that you can walk through and read about the park. And the gist from what I got is the people on the East Coast wanted a national park out in this area so they could get away from the city. And Shenandoah was proposed, and it took a lot of years to get it to go because people lived in this area, and they had to purchase, I think, 521,000 acres to make the park, and there were people living here, and so they had to relocate them real quick. So the Appalachian Trail is near here, so you can see we got some hikers. So anyhow, they finally got the land purchase, and it was the CCC that actually built it, the Civilian Conservation Corps. So they're the ones that actually built the park. And I think there's some buildings and things from where they stayed and stuff like that. But the park is kind of known for its beautiful drive. It's a very scenic drive through the park. So that's what I'm going to be doing. It's a lot of beautiful overlooks. So yeah, that's it. Okay, so I'm pulling into the Smoky Mountains National Park, and I looked online, and it doesn't look like there's any camping available to reserve. However, there are some first come, first serve spots, which I'm doubtful that will be available, but I'm going to give it a try anyway, because you don't know till you know. So I will go and see if there's any of those spots available. And if not, then I'll have to go to a different plan. So I guess we'll find out in a few minutes. Okay, good news. There is a list of all the first available campsites, and there must be like maybe 20 on the list. And I was able to drive through and just look at a bunch of different ones. So I've kind of chosen this one because it's away from everybody else. But there's a guy over there running his generator. But I didn't look at the A loop or the B loop, so I think I might run over there real quick and see if I can find one that's a little bit quieter. But I'm excited that this actually is going to work. So I'll look at those and see what I find. I came back to this spot. I drove around the other ones. Really crowded, lots of people, and a lot of them it's like a lot of the camp spots are really close together, so somebody's chairs might just be like 10 feet away from your spot. So this one's a little bit spread out, and nobody can be right on top of me. So I think I'll just pitch everything right here, and then I'm going to make some salmon tonight for dinner. And my plan is to get to bed earlier tonight, and then get up early tomorrow and start driving home. And yeah, that's about it. Probably watch a movie or something tonight. So, okay. So this is what I use. Some of these national parks have no cell service, so I have this little Garmin satellite and a texting device app that you can actually text it with your phone, so it works really well. But that way, when I get out here and I'm by myself, my wife knows that I'm safe and she doesn't worry, so it works out good for us. It's trying to rain. Pretty nice though. It's got these aluminum bars. I mean, I can't lift weights on it or anything. It's got these legs that come down to give it support if you need it. You just snap right in. And then the guy told me, is like, if I break anything on it, everything's replaceable. So he can get whatever parts that I need. The only thing I think I would like to add is somehow run some power up here and have like a light, maybe some lead strip tape to go on these bars to have some light under here. I think that would be cool. But yeah, it's actually just perfect. It's a perfect height for me too, so I'm not even hitting my head. But what I wanted with this one was, you see how it goes straight along the side of the truck. A lot of them angle in, like right here, so the whole bed's not covered. So here it's completely covered all the way around. And it doesn't have the part that comes around to the front of the truck either, which I didn't want that either. I just wanted, really just what it covers is exactly what I wanted covered. And so I'm happy with it. I think it'll be good. And then you can get the annex room to go on it as well. It has all the Velcro. I don't ever really see myself wanting to haul that extra stuff around to have. I don't think we'll do that. If things are so bad, we'll just get in the top, or we'll just go somewhere else, you know. That'd be a lot to set that up, plus it would take up a lot of room inside the truck. So anyway, that's that. Alright, there's the finished product. A little heady topper from Vermont to wash it down with. Alright, let's see how it turned out. Now the story here is that I've just got diagnosed with diabetes 1.5 and I have to eat better. So this is my attempt. Well, it's fishy. Oh, I'm gonna do it. Need some salt and pepper on these guys though. I actually have better spices in my camping gear than I do in my kitchen at home. Well, since I got here after the park store closed, I want to get a Smoky Mountain sticker to put on the side of the Go Fast on the inside door there. And then I like to go through the shops and stuff. I'm the spender in the family, so that's how you spend, is you go look at stuff. So anyway, I'll show you a little bit around Gatlinburg the best I can. Yeah, the Skyline Park is cool. Kind of like a little ski lift action going on. And then you probably can't see it, but there's a sky bridge up there too that I think is clear when you walk across it. Wow. You get the point. There's like everything you could possibly want to do here, and they've added so much since I've been here before. I guess Jason Aldean's is brand new. It's like they're trying to get a Nashville feel to it almost. But anyway, lots to do in Gatlinburg. So unfortunately I don't have time to do anything in the Smoky Mountains, but it's a great park. There's this gorgeous drive, which I'll show you. And my favorite thing is to go all the way through this drive to Cates Cove. And Cates Cove is it's like an older community that where they've restored all the houses and stuff. And it's just a beautiful little meadow out there, and you can see animals out there and all kinds of stuff. It's just it's really cool. And there's a campground right there at Cates Cove, and then you can take the loop, and I think it's like 10 or 11 mile loop that you take to drive and just see the nature. And then lots of all different types of hiking trails here, all different levels, waterfalls to hike to, and then there's the AT comes through here too, so you can actually get on the AT from here as well. It's close to Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge, which have over a million things to do there. They are so touristy. Fun places. You got Dollywood, which is a really great theme park. So this is the most visited national park in the country, and I think part of that is it's most accessible to everybody in the whole area. So it's really easy to get here. That being said, you know, on a weekend in the summertime, these drives through here can be just bumper to bumper traffic, really hard. So you gotta choose your time of the year to come here wisely. But it's definitely worth seeing and worth doing. But it's just a stop for the night for me, so I gotta go home. Anyway, check out this drive. Well, all right, I got everything buttoned up. I have to be out of here early today and back home, so I'm gonna go ahead and call that a wrap. If you stuck with the video this long, then kudos to you. But yeah, it's been a fun 6 days, and I'm looking forward to the next trip. So anyway, see you next time.